Government aims at making Bahasa Melayu the main language of ASEAN. Fisheries Department to reduce imported fish supply by 2020. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to News on 2. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak wants to see Bahasa Melayu become the main language of ASEAN and one of the world's major mediums. He said the government will continue towards empowering and globalizing the national language in the run-up to the National Transformation 2050 or TN50.
Kedudukan bahasa Melayu nanti akan juga turut dimartabatkan apabila Malaysia dibaris sebagai salah satu daripada 20 buah negara yang paling berjaya di dunia nanti.
Datuk Seri Najib said this in his speech at the final of the Prime Minister's Trophy for the Malay Language International Oratory Competition 2017 at the Putrajaya International Convention Centre in Putrajaya last night. He also expressed his concern over how social media networks are slowly deteriorating the standard of Bahasa Melayu, adding that the use of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and SMS had jeopardized the use of the language. The Prime Minister said as a nation with various communities, Bahasa Melayu has become the vehicle in formulating solidarity in the country. A total of 53 participants from 35 countries took part in the PABM, which entered its 11th edition with the theme Malay language as a medium of instruction, with the concept of empowering the Malay language in the eyes of the world. Japanese contestant Lisa Shimazaki wowed the jury with her speech entitled Bahasa Bukan Sekadar Alat Komunikasi, Bahasa Adalah Segala-galanya at the Prime Minister's Cup International Bahasa Melayu Public Speaking Competition PABM 2017 held in Putrajaya. The 21-year-old Tokyo University foreign language student who began learning Bahasa Melayu for the past 3 years won first place in the international category. In other categories, International Islamic University of Malaysia student Abdul Matin Muhammad Azim from Afghanistan secured top spot for the foreign student studying in Malaysia category, while Malaysian Nur Hakim Nur Hamidun won first place for the Malay World category.
Saya sangat gembira dan bersyukur untuk menjadi Johan. Saya ingin bercakap terima kasih kepada Profesor Soda, Dr. Nomoto, Puan Farida yang membantu saya dan kawan-kawan pun membantu saya.
Lisa dah berapa tahun? Dan untuk saya rasa memang bahasa Melayu salah satu bahasa yang sangat unik dan saya rasa kalau tak dipelihara seperti yang saya kata dalam tajuk saya, ianya boleh pupus. So kena jaga, kena pastikan tak diubah-ubah sangat. So itu kenapa saya nak kongsi dan itulah mesej saya dalam pidato saya tadi.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, pertama sekali saya rasa sangat lega dan sangat bersyukur sebab semua usaha ni, semua titik peluh ni sangat berbaloi lah.
Each winner walked away with 20,000 ringgit cash prize, a challenge trophy and a certificate which was presented by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak. A total of 53 contestants from 35 countries around the world took part in this year's competition. The Urban Wellbeing, Housing and Local Government Ministry will take over the management of the solid waste transfer station in Section 21 Shah Alam following the failure of the Selangor government to manage it well. Its Minister Tan Sri Noor Omar said the ministry had spent about 20 million ringgit to repair the premises, besides incurring losses due to missing prime movers, trailers and other equipment. Tan Sri Noor Omar disclosed that the state government had appointed Worldwide Holdings Berhad to operate the transfer station. However, during its tenure, the state government had profited about 50 million ringgit from the venture despite mismanagement of the operations. Given these grounds, the ministry discontinued the contract, causing the company to challenge the decision in court.
Apabila kontrak mereka nak tamat, jadi kita lihat bahawa mereka juga tidak memenuhi dalam syarat-syarat perjanjian. Patutnya kalau kutipan sampah daripada industri, dia kenalah bagi kita sikit. Dan apabila kita juga tengok bahawa keadaan kawasan ini pun tidak terurus seperti mana yang kita harapkan, maintenance pun kita tengok kurang memuaskan.
Malaysia will provide assistance through international cooperation by extradition or mutual legal assistance in its efforts to bring the parties responsible for the shooting down of the Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 to justice. Transport Minister Dato Sri Leow Thiong Lai, in a written reply at the parliamentary sitting yesterday, said this is in line with the existing Domestic Law of Extradition Act 1992, Act 479, and Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters, Act 2002, which is Act 62. Dato Sri Leow said Malaysia will also cooperate with other countries in the Joint Investigation Team, JIT, which includes Australia, Netherlands, Belgium and Ukraine, to give political pressure to arrest those involved in the downing of flight MH17. Meanwhile, touching on Malaysia's assistance in the prosecution phase, the ministry said Malaysia would continue to cooperate with the countries represented in the JIT as being currently implemented in the preparation of the prosecution mechanism. Dato Sri Leow said Malaysia also intends to participate in the national prosecution or as an observer throughout the criminal proceedings. On July 17, 2014, flight MH17 from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur was shot down in Donetsk, East Ukraine, killing all 298 passengers and crew on board, including 44 Malaysians. A mother and a baby were flung out of a car in a fatal crash along kilometre 65 Jalan Kuala Terengganu, Kuantan, opposite Sekolah Kebangsaan Kuala Abang, Dungun, at 1:40 p.m. yesterday. Nurbani Fartini Ahmad Farniza, 25, who sustained severe injuries to her head and body, died at the scene of the accident, whereas her baby, Nur Fauzana, 7 months, who was seated on her mother's lap, died upon arrival at Hospital Dungun. According to reports, the car driven by the victim's husband, Muhammad Nazrin Nizam, 25, was heading towards Kuala Terengganu from Dungun. On the way, the vehicle's back tyre exploded, causing it to ram into an electric pole along the road divider, hurling the 2 victims out of the car. The driver escaped unhurt and managed to climb out of the vehicle through the back window. A 54-year-old man is under remand for 1 week to facilitate investigation of a rape case involving a Form 2 student who is also his stepdaughter. Kuala Muda Deputy Police Chief Superintendent Saifi Abdul Hamid said the incident took place in December when she was left alone with the suspect. The victim is currently 6 months pregnant. The victim's mother, who lives in Perak, lodged a police report on the incident and is currently trying to gain custody of her daughter. Still ahead, 9 bids from international firms show potential impact of Bandar Malaysia. Bursa Malaysia's second quarter profits ended June 2017 went up 20.3% to 59.5 million ringgit from 49.5 million ringgit previously, thanks to higher domestic trades. Similarly, its quarterly revenue amounted to 142.7 million ringgit, 10% more than 129.7 million ringgit posted a year ago. Bursa Malaysia Chief Executive Officer Datuk Sri Tajuddin Atan said the stock exchange saw strong performance in the first half of the year, and this was due to increased trading activities across all segments.
First few months saw stronger inflow, but as the point in time it has tapered off a little bit. So net on the first half of this year, or as at yesterday, I think it has grown quite well. In a matter of fact, in this region, while last year we had the lowest or the worst outflow, in this year we had the highest. In this region, we had the highest inflow.
The first half of 2017 also saw 8 initial public offerings or IPOs that raised a total of 3.5 billion ringgit compared to 5 listings, which raised 400 million ringgit a year ago. The International Monetary Fund's IMF's upward revision of Malaysia's 2017 GDP forecast to 4.8% shows that the nation is on track in terms of fiscal consolidation. International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Mustafa Mohamad said IMF's upgrading of the GDP forecast is an endorsement of the sound economic policies pursued by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak and the government of Malaysia. Speaking after launching the National E-Commerce Forum at the Ministry in Kuala Lumpur yesterday, Datuk Sri Mustafa said exports are doing well and investments are coming in. The high demand can be attributed to China's strong economic growth as well as in other developed nations, which in turn spills over to Malaysia.
Challenges are there, but you must understand that some concerns about China. And China, the economy grew by 6.9% in the first quarter. There was some expectation of slow down the Chinese economy. That did not happen. Europe is coming up. America is doing fine. ASEAN, of course, continues to do well.
Malaysia is among the 7 palm oil producers who signed a protest letter on the resolution approved by the European Parliament on April 4th, linking the country's palm oil industry to deforestation. The development of the letter, which was sent to the European Union Parliamentary President, is expected to be released on September 7th by its commission. Deputy Plantation Industries and Commodities Minister Datu Nasrun Datu Mansur, however, said the resolution has not yet been enforced.
Dia dalam proses memperkenalkan saja, jadi dia belum lagi legal dan belum lagi boleh dikuatkuasakan. Jadi mungkin menunggu masa lagi. Selepas ini mungkin bulan Oktober, mungkin mereka akan membuat keputusan berhubung sama ada resolusi ini boleh diterima sebagai satu dokumen legal yang boleh dilaksanakan.
Datu Nasrun said despite various allegations about the advantages and disadvantages of using palm oil, there are countries that remain the major buyers of the product. These countries include India as the largest buyer, followed by Europe and China, as their priority is to procure affordable palm oil resources. The Fisheries Department intends to reduce the supply of imported fish to the country in a move to increase fish exports by 2020. According to its Director General, Dato' Ismail Abu Hassan, Malaysia is poised to optimize its aquaculture industry based on the available natural resources, favorable climate and technological advancements to fulfill the domestic and global demand.
Kita ni tak ada isu. Keliling Semenanjung ni, keliling negara kita, laut. Kita ada laut yang paling luas. Dan kita ada potensi luas. Dari segi kawasan ternakan pun luas. Hanya kita perlu tingkatkan usaha kita supaya kita gandakan usaha dan kita dapat keluarkan ikan dengan lebih banyak.
Speaking to the media after attending the Kelantan State-Level Aquaculture Industry Consultative Program in Kota Baru yesterday, Dato' Ismail added, in 2016, the local fisheries industry showed 73.29% increase in supplies compared to the previous year. 2016 also saw a marked increase in the domestic fish supplies, recording 239,000 metric tons compared to 137,000 metric tons in 2015. The cancellation of the tourism tax for Malaysians is deemed a smart move that will impact the domestic tourism industry in a positive manner. Perak Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir said the decision will encourage more Malaysians to choose domestic travel products, thereby stimulating the local economy. Speaking after chairing the state's EXCO meeting in Ipoh yesterday, Datuk Sri Dr. Zamri added the move will especially have a positive impact on Visit Perak Year 2017.
Dan saya fikirkan bahawa ini merupakan langkah-langkah bagi membolehkan supaya sektor pelancongan dalam negeri dapat berkembang dan dapat bersama-sama memanfaatkan masyarakat dan juga negeri-negeri.
The bids by 9 Fortune 500 companies for the development of Bandar Malaysia showed the high level of confidence of international companies towards the country. Second Finance Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said the bids by 7 Chinese and 2 Japanese companies proved that they recognize the project will be of great benefit for future development.
Menunjukkan bahawa nilai Bandar Malaysia ni sangat bagus untuk future development. You must see that. Nombor 2, they also recognize the importance of high-speed rail. Kalau dia orang tak percaya high-speed rail ni benefit kepada negara, why should I have a development there? Kan? So you can understand that. These are the 2 indicators that saya rasa dia secara tidak langsung menguatkan hujah kerajaan bahawa these are the place going forward.
Datuk Sri Johari said this after chairing the 2018 Budget Focus Group meeting yesterday. On another matter, Datuk Sri Johari said Malaysia has maintained its gross domestic product forecast of 4 to 5% this year, despite the International Monetary Fund raising the nation's economic growth forecast from 4.5 to 4.8%.